Hi Stitchers, this is Stitching to Connect Annie, March 3rd, Thursday, and this is my 29th Flosstube. I've been doing this about a year and a half now, started it shortly into the pandemic. As I've said many times before, this is to chronicle and register all my stitching basically for myself. I love it when you come along. If you like it, like, subscribe, all the things. And I'm committed to getting a little more frequent this year. I'm trying to do every week to 10 days. It's been 10 days this time because I filmed a couple of days ago and I couldn't get it to download. I don't know why. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But so I'm redoing this. So I may say, well, maybe I already said that, and I probably hadn't. So we'll see. And my kitty is starting to explore, so hopefully nothing will crash. But I hope you're having a wonderful day. Just to reach out to all Ukrainians, relatives, loved ones, just caring about humanity at this point. You're in our prayers, you're in our thoughts, you're in our very best wishes for this to be a short, I know there have been some lives lost, but not a long siege. My mother-in-law, not my mother-in-law, I'm sorry, my daughter's mother-in-law, my son-in-law's mother was born in Ukraine, and she's a U.S. citizen. She came over from the child camps and children's camps in Ukraine when she was 10, and to Chicago. Her whole family came, and I know her heart is breaking right now. So it was very fortunate. My son-in-law Brian took his mom to the Ukraine before the pandemic. I think it was in either the fall of 2019, might have been the year before that, and they did a wonderful tour. And so she has some very good fond memories of, and I don't know if she may have been back once in all the years, but this was a good, really nice trip for them. So all that to say Ukrainian people need all our thoughts. So I just wanted to give a thought on that. But I'm mainly here to share my stitching. It's been about 10 days, and I have really only worked on one piece in those 10 days. So that's kind of saying a lot for me, because normally I work on 3 or 4, or at least 2 or 3. What I've been working on is Mirabilia's at the Met. My I don't know how, but my picture has really gone through the ringer. But this is where I'm at. So she's coming along. I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of where my heart is right now. Her sash is, of course, very fun. So last time you saw this, maybe, and none of the black or gray was in there. I had maybe that much done of the bodice, the belt or cummerbund or whatever you want to call it, beginning of sash, and maybe down to here in the blue. And I've done all of this in the last week. So fair amount. Like I said, I'm really enjoying her. And I had gotten her out because Land of Good Enough, Pam, has a Fancy Folks stitching Zoom, which I think she's closed now, unfortunately, but you know, keep it in mind for a future, or if she opens it up again, where we all get on a Zoom on a Thursday night later in the month, every month. And I knew that was coming up. So I thought, well, I'm going to grab that and just start stitching on it. And then once I started stitching on it, and I had the Zoom with them, and there were probably 40 of us, I think that's why she's closing it off. um, I just kept stitching on her because I'm thoroughly enjoying her. So again, at the Met, sorry about the glare, my kitty has now, glare's bad, has now gotten in between my blinds so that the glare is going to come through. And I can't do much about that because she loves to sit in the sun behind the blinds. My husband and I call it, oh, she's in the weeds, because she's an indoor cat. So we give her all the grace to be outside as much as possible. Sometimes I'll open the door and she'll go out on the balcony. But I so worry she's going to jump down from the balcony, which is second story. So anyway, a little bit about my kitty cat. Then, so that's all the work I've done this week, which again, I consider a lot. The other thing I have worked on is my plans. And if you know or don't know, us stitchers have a thing called March Madness, or this one I'm working on is Battle of the WIPS. And it's a bracketed account, competition kind of thing, where you set up different stitching projects and then you work on them, and then the March Madness one, which, and it's all kind of an offshoot of basketball, of course, is more of a competition, or more of a daily competition, where you can get on Instagram and vote. And there's a couple of Steel City Stitchers, Erin, I believe, did a little Flosstube, and you can find that on their Steel City Stitchers Flosstube channel, where she walked you through how you would vote if you get on Instagram. And she did a great job. So if you're interested in that, you can vote on different people's, on how much they've done on this and which one's going to move on to the next bracket. I have chosen to do Battle of the WIPS, which is in the Stitching Journal and Planner that Black Needle Society box put out in November. I am not a subscriber, but I did get a box. So, and this is what it looks like. And it is where this is round 1 here and round 1 here. And what they do is they put them along the edges, and then you work towards the middle. So there are essentially 12 projects that you set up. And once you get those set up, it says here number of stitches. I am kind of changing that to how long I stitch on it. I don't like counting my stitches. I can stitch about 50 stitches an hour. I'm not a terribly fast stitcher, and I don't know if that's extremely slow. I don't know what it is, but that's what I figured I can do. And so I kind of figure mine out per hour. And so I'm doing mine of like how long I stitched on it. And then the longer that you stitch on these, like between 1 and 2, how the longer that you stitch on it moves on to round 2. The longer you stitch moves on to round 3, or round 2, and then round 3, and then the winner. So it's a little different layout, and it kind of fits my style a little better. I don't know why, but it works for me. So, and what also I decided to do was incorporate my plans for my retreats this summer. So for StitchCon, which I'm going to in June, this Weekend B, and Black Needle Society Camp Black Needles? I'm not sure what they're calling it. Anyway, their first in-person retreat. Maybe first ever, I'm not sure, but it's first in a while anyway. I'm going to in August in Missouri. They have, pardon me, they have exchanges, smalls exchanges, and I want to do that this year. I didn't get my rare and gear to do it at StitchCon last year, and I was sorry for it because people do really fun things, and it's just a fun thing. It's nothing, you know, it's just a fun way to connect. And I'm stitching to connect Danny, so I celebrate connecting. So anyway, all that to say, I incorporated some of the smalls that I might take to do that. And if I could get at least one small done or a good portion of 2 smalls done, that would be awesome. So I'm just going to kind of play it by ear, but that's what I planned into these 12 starts. They're not new starts, not starts, but WIPS and new starts. So I have, how many do I have? I thought I wrote it down. Oh, I do. I have 4, wait, where's my new starts? Okay, I'm losing my mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I have 4 new starts on here and 8 WIPs. And I have 4 smalls included in that. Some of them I've already started. And then the rest of them are a little larger projects. So that's I'm kind of trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone in this challenge or battle or whatever you want to call it, and moving towards that goal. So I think it's going to be fun. So I have stitched on at the Met Mirabilia was my number 1. My number 2, which I have not stitched on because I went to pull it out yesterday. So it's March 3rd. So I should be on the 3rd one today. And I'm going to have to backtrack. And mine is going to go a little longer, probably. The other thing I wanted to honor, etc., was Ukrainian designers. And Maria, and I don't know how you pronounce her name, last name is Dravko or something like that. She's an Etsy shop, and if you've been watching any kind of Flosstubes, they're talking about the different Ukrainian designers that we can support in one way or another. And so I had bought this a while back, and so to honor her, I wanted to, and I think I bought a couple more in the last week, just to support them. I wanted to honor her. I'm doing this Alice. If you watch Michelle Bendy Stitchy, she's the one who enabled me on this. She had this on her back wall behind her where she films in a round frame. It's probably been a year now. So you'd have to go back to her before videos. Hers is all done, and I fell in love with it. So Alice here is sleeping on top of a stopwatch. And here's the white rabbit. And it's a really fun stitch. So that's how much I've done of her. So I went to pull her out last night, and for the life of me, I could not find my threads. I don't know what I had done with them. They were here, there, and yonder, and so I had to re-pull all my threads for her. But now I'm all set. So I'm going to sit down and either this afternoon after I finish this or tonight, that will be my stitching project for tonight. So I hope to get at least 3 hours in on her, or 150, 200 stitches. That would make me very happy if I could work on her. I'm going to try, this is a try, and insert photos of the finished projects up here. I'm not a great editor. I'll do that caveat for you all. I'm not a great editor, but I can't really show the projects. They're on my iPad, which is what I'm filming on. Because when I film on my phone, for some reason I've been running out of space in my memory, and I don't want to go back and delete stuff, so I decided to do my iPad. So, as I've said many times, I am not a techie. girl does not know how to do that stuff. But I muddle through. So I muddle through. And I hope that maybe I can do that. I'm going to try, the other thing I'm going to try this year in the description boxes to put in some links. And I haven't done that either. So it's a learning process. Because I committed to doing this every week to 10 days, that's my goal this year. Instead of 2 to 3 weeks, I'm going to try and up my game, as they say. And because this is all for me, and I want to learn. We had a problem with our TV the other night. Can't even explain what happened, but anyway, my husband said, well, you can cast from your iPad. And I said, you can do what? And from my iPad? He said, well, you can cast, you know, the show from your iPad. And I went, I don't know what you mean. So he sat down and we tried to figure that out. And we haven't quite figured it out, but we've gotten some steps in. So this 70-year-old lady, girl, gal, is still learning. And I'm trying to stay with the flow. And here comes Kitty Cat again. We'll see where she goes. Will she come over here so I could show you? Hi, girl. She has no interest. If I had some thread dangling, she'd be here in a minute. Anyway, so Miss Alice is going on the Q-Snap tonight. I'm going to work on her. I have all my projects in a little bag here beside me. This one I can't show you either, but I can show you my progress on it. I'm a big Lindy Stitches, I believe her name is Stephanie. She's a designer and she does some really fun, she designs a lot of birds and they're fun. She's kind of a whimsical designer. She's kind of like, Michelle Bendy Stitchy is a whimsical designer, and that's part of the reason I really like her. I like realism, but I really like whimsy when I'm working on my stitching. It just lifts my heart. So, I'm pretty sure even if you do it now, if you get on her website and you join, I don't think you have to join. There's just a spot where you can say birthday, it says birthday club or something. And if you put your birthday in, then she sends you a free pattern on your birthday. And so that's why I call this the Lindy Birthday Bird. And it's a small, and it's a contender to go to StitchCon or Camp Black Needle Society. And so here he is. He, she. I think this is a plant over here. I pulled my own threads. This is its breast, tummy, wing, back, beginning of its head. So it's right here. And it's just a small, and it's a cute little bird. I did pull my own threads here. So they're very, they're mostly color and cotton, classic color work, so weeks dye work. Very fun, bright colors. I don't see her. She's not coming to attack the threads yet. So that's Miss Lindy Bird, Lindy Birthday Bird. And like I said, if I worked a good amount on that, I probably could get that done if it's in as one of the contenders to move on into the round. If not, I'll at least touch it. That's the nice thing. I will touch at least 12 projects this month. And that's a lot for me. That's a lot. So I like that idea. Okay, this one, all I have is a pattern to show you. Hope I have it. Yes, I did. Take it out of the glare on it. Called Cleopatra. It's a Michelle Bendy stitch. And it's a 60 by 60. This could be a small, but this isn't going anywhere. This is going to be mine because I have a black cat. Her name's Sierra. And who doesn't love a Cleopatra in a dress? Who doesn't love a black cat in a dress? And that's one of the fun things Michelle does, is she does design animals and dresses, as does Barbara Anna. Is it Barbara Anna? I think so. Anyway, there's a couple of designers that design animals and dresses, and what's not to love. Primitive Hair does. I have the Yule Queen pattern that I really want to do. It's a deer. And again, I got enabled by that because she was on the wall behind Michelle Bendy. So that's one thing I want to start on this year too. But she's lovely, and I bet I could finish this in a couple weeks. So we'll see where that goes. So that's kind of fun. So that's day 4, which, as I said, I am behind already on, but that's okay. There are no rules, and I'm not stressing about it. So then day 5, is that day 4? Day 5 is, I'm doing this for my son and daughter-in-law. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that story. They live in Seattle, and this is the one where if you walk a herring to water, you can lead a herring to water, but you better walk faster, it'll die. Something like that. It was in honor of Betty White, and that was one of her comic lines that she said, whether it was on a show or a stand-up, or I don't know what it was, but yeah. So that's the long leash to the herring, and that's the beginning of the herring. So again, that's a big one. That's not going to get done in a month, probably. So as you can see, I'm kind of pulling from my smalls. We'll see. The next one I have is, Starry Hollow. I'm sorry, Stars Hollow. And I do have a picture of that. This is from the retreat last year, Black Needle Society. This was designed by Katie. It's a full coverage piece, and it's part of a series of 4 seasons: spring, summer, autumn, winter. This is autumn. I think we're doing summer this summer. I'm signed up for that. It will be the week after, I believe. Yeah, the week after I get back from StitchCon. So I'll be doing a lot of stitching and a lot of chatting and a lot of connecting in June. So I'm very excited. I'm not spending a lot of time with my family this summer. Maybe a trip to see my daughter. My grandson's coming out for a week. Not a trip to see my daughter, a trip to see my sister. When I go see my sister, my oldest son lives an hour away from her, so then I get to see him. So my daughter and her family are going to be very, very busy spring and summer. Their kids are teenagers, and I know they're going to Puerto Rico for spring break, I think. They're going there for spring break. And then my granddaughter turned 17 this summer. She's hoping to get a good job. She can drive now, so she's hoping to get a job, and it's just going to be busy, and I think they have another family vacation planned. So I'm not probably going to go to DC this summer. And then I said my grandson, who's 15, he will be coming out for a week to spend a week with us like he did last summer, which was great fun. All that to say, I won't be traveling a lot this summer, so except for the stitching, which is super fun. And so that's, if you know anything about Gilmore Girls, that's the gazebo. That's Luke's cup, Yale, Harvard. Rory wanted to go to Harvard, but she ended up going to Yale because of legacy. And that's Rory's private school skirt that she wore. This is part of the town. That's Luke, a character in the show, holding Luke the cat. So that's kind of fun. There's a lot of fun little vignette in this that Katie picked up on. And so it's fun. And I have this much done on it. Probably half done. Oops. Maybe half, almost half. At least a third. At least a third. 4/5 maybe? I don't know. Anyway, it's coming along. So I want to work on that. Again, if I finish that, that's not going anywhere. That's mine. And then number 7 is a dragon. And I have the photo. Katie, also from Black Needle Society, designed this. And I really love dragons. And I just thought this was so beautiful with the colors and the vibrancy and on the pink fabric. So that's what I chose. And I started this on February 1st this year, I think. So I didn't get very much done. I've only stitched on this a day, I think. So that's how much I have done. But it's on a really beautiful piece of Fortnite fabric. It's really popping on this. So I have up to the very bottom, I have that one bar up to the bottom of the white. Pretty much. I think that's what it is. So that's fun. Again, that wouldn't go anywhere. Oh yes, and then when I went to Black Needle Society, this is, I'm sorry, getting my letters mixed up. Steel City Stitchers retreat in February. I started this. Chucking along on it. Was right before Valentine's Day. I wanted something new to start. I bought it there actually. So I'm working on that. Oh, then I have not a picture, nothing except just to talk about. I don't have my threads, I don't have my fabric, I don't have a photo. I'll try to insert a photo up here. We'll see how that goes. Of a Teresa Wensler small dragon. I think it's 60 by 60 also. I wanted to do a Teresa Wensler. I wanted to see what it was like with the blends, etc. that people rave about. And I found Sharky Stitcher. If you want to look her up on Flosstube, she has a lot of Flosstubes, and I went back and watched a lot of hers, and she's a big Teresa Wensler and a big Mirabilia stitcher, and she does beautiful work. So shout out to Sharky Stitcher. I can't remember what her given name is. Anyway, and she said if you go on Teresa's website, you can download a freebie of 3 dragons, maybe 4. Anyway, I downloaded all of them as freebies, and then there's one that's it's a dragon in a teacup, and that's the one I want to work on. And that is a possibility to go to one of the retreats, unless I fall in love with it and keep it myself. Okay, so that is number 9. Then back in, I want to say November, October, September, in the fall. And this wasn't Halloween related at all. But again, Michelle Bendy Stitchy did a collaboration with Angela of Twisted Rabbit Creations. And this is a journal. It's a lovely journal. And you can do it in 2 ways. I believe that's the silk threads from Almond M&Ms. And that's, I could be wrong. Could be the opposite, but I'm not sure. And that's the cottons by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. Yes, that's correct. These are the cottons. Those are the silks. Okay. and it's called Oddworld, and it says, "The world is odd and sometimes wonderful." And I thought it was really beautiful. And I'll show you the journal. It is really beautiful. And one of the things that Michelle Bendy Stitchy does, she puts a lot of smalls in her journal. And so that was kind of the collaboration she went with on this. And it's really a nice journal. It has lots of fun stuff. And then it has a lot of ephemera. I won't show you all that. Stickers and little different things that you can add. It has this cool thing in the very beginning of it, where you can, it's like an old library card. Just very fun and very well done, lovely, very lovely. Yummy is what it is. And I want to get started on that small. So if that small gets finished, it stays here with the journal. Oh, and then this one will stay with me because I mean to sound so selfish, but it is my stitching. I started this upside down, this last fall, and I could easily finish this. It's called Let the Hunt Begin, and it's got pumpkins, and it's on a really gorgeous overdyed fabric that I bought this at StitchCon. I bought the fabric at StitchCon. I won the pattern. That's why I bought the fabric at StitchCon. I don't even remember it. I won the pattern in a big door prize basket that I got, which go back and watch my video from StitchCon review last summer. You'll see what I got in my basket. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So all I have really to do is, there's some I need to finish in here. I think there's some frou-frou in there, and then it says Let the Hunt Begin, and then there's a big pumpkin at the end. If I get this, if I keep working on this, I could easily finish this. And I definitely want to finish this for fall. So I've got tons of time to do that. So I want to add that to my little list of accomplishments, hopefully. And then my last one, the last one is, I think the Camp Black Needle Society is definitely skewed more towards beach or summer related smalls, which I think I have a couple. I'm not sure, I'd have to check on this, but this is my goal for that. And I probably will do this regardless if I finish this or not. One of these will go with me, probably. These are her collaboration last year. I think this was market release, either maybe August market release. I don't remember exactly. I know they didn't have the March market per se, but it may have been March. I don't know. And she collaborated with Blue Flower, Janine McGowan, and this was Stephanie of Lindy Stitch. This was her piece of it, and then the other. So she did 5, and I love the seagulls. It reminds me of mine. You know, from Finding Nemo. But you have to love that shark too, with eyes on the end of his head. And I love sailboats, and the octopus on the anchor is very creative. Probably my least favorite is the pirate, although I do love the parrot. So I was thinking of doing maybe the pirate with the parrot for my grandson, because he loves to go to the Caribbean. He loves warm places. He would appreciate that little. I could do that little pillow for him. It'd be cute. Anyway, and then Janine did this gal jumping off the dock. These cute little squirrels eating at an ice cream parlor. Mermaid that says, I love to be by the sea. Those 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and the octopus in the sandcastle, which is cute too. So she did 4 Stephanie Lindy Stitches did 5, and they collaborated. And so I got this, I believe I got this at StitchCon. If I got this at StitchCon, that had to have been from the March releases. Must have been. And they're collaborating again to do a spring focused release for market, and in the same kind of idea, same kind of thought. So that would be fun. I haven't pulled threads, I haven't pulled fabric. I have a lot of, I would just probably pull my own choices on that. And that, oh, then the other, there's an alternate. I want to do this. I just need to start it. It's called Ink Circles Half the Fun. And I want to do it in this variegated, this is a hand-dyed silk, Be Stitch Me hand-dyed silk. I want to start that this year. So if I get bogged down, or if I'm just sailing along and all of a sudden I went, oh, I want to start another one, I have this as a possibility. It is 115 by 115, so it's done on 32 count, which is, I always have to convert it to me because I mostly stitch on Aida, which would be 16 count. It's not saying how big it is, but it's really cool. I think it would be a small. It'd be a fun thing to give away, or exchange rather. Do an exchange on. Well, then I did stick this one in too, as a possibility. So not only could I touch 12, I could touch 14 at this point. And I've only touched one so far. So that tells you. Great plans, right? This is a Prairie Schooler that I got again at StitchCon. They had a freebie table. And I don't have what I stitched him on. I've started him. I don't have him. Well, that's bizarre. I had stitched the whole globe and part of his cloak down to here and his hands. That's how much I'd stitched of him. So he'd be a WIP. I don't know where the fabric is. This is the fabric I'm using, and this was on the freebie table also. So I got 2 of these, and I'm going to stitch a companion piece and make them into pillows for Christmas, whether it be for me or for someone else. I don't know. Okay, so now I'm going to have to hunt him down. Just kind of crazy. But anyway, so those are my plans. We'll see when I see you in a week to 10 days how much I've accomplished, if anything. And I'm also looking at my Bayun cat. This one's crying out to me. Please pick me up and stitch me. Because I have everything I need in the kit. I'm just afraid if I start him, I won't want to put him down. So that's why I'm trying to be, trying to be a little reserved, a little disciplined on that one. So I think that's it. I've spoken for 40 minutes, and but I wanted to share those plans with you. And I'm going to go out and take a walk now because it's 70 degrees out, and last week it was 2 degrees. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this week of our beautiful sunshine. We had a very cold, long, snowy February. And I'm looking forward to a warm off and on because our snowiest months here are in March and April. Yes, it snows. Yes, it can be a lot, but it's gone quickly. It isn't into those really cold temperatures, usually in March and April, sometimes May. So I hope this finds you well. I hope you're enjoying your beginning of March. whether you're doing March Madness or Battle of the WIPS or whatever you're doing. And if you're participating in the Instagram where you go on and you vote for people, vote for people, have fun with that. You won't see me there. I have an Instagram. I believe I'm switching to Connect Annie. But I won't be putting things there for you to vote on, because I think I'm making my own choices in this, in the way I have this set up. But it's all good. I knew I could change my mind midstream too. Hi, Kitty. There's a girl. Want to come over here and play with the threads? I'm enticing her, but she's not. Oh, she's looking. She's looking. I'm teasing my kitty cat. I am teasing her. Oh, I love it when she has that playful look on her face. Anyway, I'll leave you alone. I'm going to go play with my cat and take a walk. And you have a very blessed day and next 7 to 10 days. And I'll see you in a while. Bye for now.